Good morning, everybody. How are you all doing? The last Monday in February. Wow, 2020 is moving at an incredible pace. I hope all your desires, all your goals are moving at that same pace as you have planned it when we started this episode, the first Monday of 2021. So stay focused and trust me, stay in intention. Come play full out, and surely you shall achieve the level of success you so desire. Many of us walk around distracted or practically in a daze. This can be due to a variety of factors, including poor health, lack of sleep, or even lack of understanding ourselves and our values. Oops, let me quickly check to make sure that we have no technical difficulties like the last time on Facebook. I remember the other day, okay, I think we're good on Facebook. Video is fine, audio is fine. If you're checking in, please put on the chat box wherever you're checking in from. Let's know who is joining us here today. As you can see from my background, we've been snowed in today and it's still pouring. We're still expecting, I think, another 3 to 5 cm of snow before we can really get back. It's Canada, c'est la vie. You guys, it's part of living out here. All right, so we're going to go right back into, where we're at. I was just talking about how our lives are full of distractions, that are constantly vying for our attention. Being more clear-headed can actually help us to increase our level of success and actually our overall sense of well-being. So today, I will be sharing proven habits that will keep you mentally sharp for immediately improving your concentration. Because I feel in this journey of success, you need mental clarity all the time. These strategies I'm going to be sharing might not generally be accepted by psychologists or even mind teachers. But hey, that's what I've been using in the last decade to gain mental clarity, and it's worked successfully well for me. I recently shared some of these habits with some of my clients, and they've been getting tremendous results also. Hence the reason why I decided I'm going to make it a topic. I'm going to share with everybody. I'm going to share these tips with all of us. And I hope we're able to adopt some of these tips. And I hope we are able to get the same results everybody that has been using them gets. The first thing I'm going to advise as an habit is to start with your diet. Yes, caffeine, sugar, all these chemicals found in all these processed foods can actually work against our mental clarity. Excuse me. I know people don't like to change their diet, but it may be the most important thing you can actually do right now to improve your ability to think clearly and concentrate. If you like coffee, I do understand, but maybe you want to start going decaf black versus decaf double or triple as they call it out here. Maybe decaf black might be a good way for you to start getting your mind out of that. A good place also is to change those things to natural stuff. Instead of coffee, you can replace it with like herbal teas, and they're coming more creative with those herbal teas today. So these are things that you can actually start adopting. If a particular food item didn't have a mother or come from a plant or tree, then don't eat it. That means things like meat, vegetable, nuts, fruits, grains. Try as much as possible to stay or reduce it. I know it's difficult, like I said earlier on, but you can try your best to reduce it if you can't get rid of it. Another critically and important one that seems like a cliche, but it's very important, is to get enough sleep. Lots of clients I work with, they underrate sleep a lot. Some even feel guilty when they sleep. They believe the lesser they sleep, the higher the chances of them becoming successful. That's bullshit. According to extensive research, 7 to 8 hours of sleep is best for the vast majority of the adult population. You might think you do well with 6 hours or less, but try giving 7 hours or 8 hours a chance for a week before making that decision. Jeff Bezos, I'm sure we all know who Jeff Bezos is, right? Probably the world richest man or the second world richest man. He gets 8 hours of sleep every day to stay productive. Remember, always try and see the commonality in what all the 1% people do. 8 hours of sleep is what they all try to get, and they all get to stay productive. Another good way is to take naps. This helps you to increase your clarity and it helps you to increase your alertness. Experiment that shows that when we find out that when we work best for you, okay, so try and experiment different schedule, but make sure the one that works best for you is what you adopt. If you must take nap, I recommend taking a nap around 2 p.m. in the afternoon, because that seems to be the time when your energy begins to wane, especially if you start your day as early as I do. The third one is knowing your values, and then take away mind clusters. It's very important. When you know your values and you live by them, making decisions becomes a lot easier. But when you lack an understanding of what's important to you, then decisions becomes more difficult to make. So think about your values, write them down. Continually and continuously review them regularly. For example, openness is a way I achieve knowledge sharing and removal of mental blocks. If I cannot be open with a client or any person, I kind of get a bit anxious, and I'm not comfortable. So openness for me is actually a very good way for me. Another important thing is to remove all distractions. Distractions include everything in your environment, in your emotional space, that are actually competing and stealing your attention. What do you find yourself doing or thinking about instead of doing what you should be doing? All of these distractions needs to be eliminated. Try your best to do what you can to eliminate all these things from your life, from your environment, from your atmosphere. Another important one, as cliche as it may sound, is meditation. Meditation is a great way to remove our mental clutter. When you get your hands on a book or you take a course, learn how to meditate. Meditate daily. It's an important skill to learn, and you must master it. You must be patient, and soon you will definitely see the benefits. The 15 minutes I use to meditate daily actually matters to me a lot, and it's part of my routine. And the result, trust me, has been worth the effort. Sincerely, I wasn't much of a meditator before, but since I started adopting meditation, it actually doesn't get, I don't even think I'm giving it enough credit for what it's doing to me concerning my mental clarity. Trust me, a lot of us undervalue and under-discuss meditation when it comes to our mental sanity and our mental clarity. But we think of it as being necessary. What most people don't realize that when you meditate, you bring your mind the chances to reach for your peak ability and generate those mind-blowing ideas. Trust me, when I meditate, I come up with some kind of ideas. Even I am amazed. Steve Jobs once mentioned that Apple's breaking ground decision actually came from meditation. So the more you meditate, the more likely it is that you can become more decisive. Okay? So if you're not already taking up that habit, I encourage you to read books, go online, take courses. If you need to get some guidance, get some spiritual guidance, spiritual coach to help you, but you need to add that into your daily routine. meditation. Another important one is take breaks when you have the advantage. Take scheduled breaks. Like I keep saying in many of the earlier episodes, when we're talking about time management, when we're talking about not being a workaholic, when we're talking about being, not staying busy but staying productive. Taking breaks is very crucial. It helps you to keep your mind clear. Even when you feel like you don't need one, try and take one. When you realize that you need a break and it's too late, study shows that a 10-minute break after every hour is about right for most people. And trust me, you will accomplish more too. If you look at the Pomodoro strategy, which is working 25 minutes and taking 5 minutes break, or working 50 minutes and taking 10 minutes break, you might want to start adopting that and implement what works for you. But it's important to take breaks. Another one is to always set goals. Goals are useful in many ways, but perhaps their greatest utility is in the clarity they provide. Your goals provide focus. If you're not sure what to do, ask yourself which option is best for achieving your goals. Without goals, you just be drifting through life. Most people do not know that goals actually drive mental clarity. I always encourage people to have goals. It's a way to boost your mental energy. With the right goals, you can drive high concentration value on any assignment on the project. I can tell you how many of my clients have significantly increased their focus because they have their SMART goals in place. Their return on investment on having goals is that you will have achievable bucket of daily pursuits, which keeps you mindful and constantly mentally refreshed. Okay, let's check in there. Let's see who is around. Let's see who is calling from where. How are we all doing? Okay, anybody has any questions so far on mental clarity? Let me go. Okay, I have too many platforms. Okay, let me go on Facebook and see who is if there's any comments. Okay. Any questions, any comments? Oh, Peter. Thank you, Peter from Dubai. Fola Shadia Filaka. Welcome. So guys, are there any questions? Put it on the chat box. All right. If there are no questions, then we're going to be moving along. So I hope you all have gotten a lot of those tips I've shared. I'm going to just speed through them again for the guys that are just joining right now. For guys that have missed the earlier part of what we're discussing about, I'm just sharing some of the tips I use in ensuring I have mental clarity on a daily basis and on a continuous basis. And so that some of the tips I shared was, first thing is to start with your diet. You need to make sure you change your diet, you have a healthy diet, try and get the chemicals out of your diet. And the second one is to make sure you get enough sleep. 7 to 8 hours of sleep is recommended. Don't fool yourself by feeling guilty that you're oversleeping, or don't fool yourself that the lesser you sleep, you have a higher chances of becoming successful. That's totally BS. So you need your 7 to 8 hours sleep dutifully. I also suggested naps. Taking naps during the day, it's also can be very productive to re-energize you. Next one is knowing your values, taking away all those clutters in your mind. Important one also is to remove all distractions that you may have. I encourage you to include meditation into whatever you're doing, because this is actually one of the greatest things to removing mental clutter is actually via medication. And trust me, you get breakthrough ideas comes while you're meditating. So I always encourage everybody to make sure that they try and meditate. Break away. Anytime you have an advantage to break away, make sure you do that. Take scheduled breaks all the time. That will help you. And importantly, make sure you have goals. Set goals for yourself, set goals for everything you're doing, so that this helps you stay in focus. So the question I'm going to be asking you today right now is, how would you rate your mental clarity? How would you rate your mental clarity? Are you clear on your values and who you are as a person? Are you easily distracted? Do you find it hard to focus for long periods of time? If all of the above I've just mentioned apply to you, then please try and use some of the tips I shared above to help you enhance your mental clarity. With greater mental clarity, trust me, you can get more accomplished each day. You will ensure you're getting enough sleep and you're eating properly. And trust me, you're still struggling. Consider visiting a physician. Then you understand the value why you need mental clarity. All right, everybody. I know today the internet has been a challenge. We're all snowed in. There's really not much we can do. We're hoping that the weather is going to improve soon. But anyway, okay, I have some questions there. How does one achieve 8 hours of sleep? Sound easy, but it's something I struggle with. All right. You have to be intentional about it. And one of the good ways to have sound sleep is actually having a routine. Once you start developing your routine, you will find out that, let's assume, if you wake up at 6 o'clock every day, that means you want to go to bed at 10 p.m. So look at what you're currently doing. What's keeping you up past that 10 p.m.? And, I don't know what you do if you're a solopreneur, if you work, if you're working for people as an employee, it might be a lot easier to have a routine. But somebody that works for themselves, our businesses pulls us into different directions at different times. But that is not an excuse. Hence the reason, if you heard me say, for people that ultimately are not able to make that 8 hours of sleep, and maybe you can only sneak in 6 hours, I recommend you taking at least an hour nap in the afternoon. But because your mind needs it. What I tend to do, like I said, is I make sure I have a routine and I try to stick to my routine, especially my evening routines. It's not easy, but you have to be intentional about it. And another thing that also helps me is the fact that once it's time, my wind down time, I always start thinking about my next day. That's when I also plan my next day. That's when I build my next day. And I find that because my mind is so relaxed, I tend to do sleep meditation also. That can really, really help you. You do some sleep meditation for like 10, 15 minutes to calm you down. Your environment is very key, because a lot of people struggle with sleeping, but then how do they sleep? Do they sleep with their TV blaring? Do they sleep with their lights on? All of these things have a ripple effect on this quality of sleep you get. You understand? What kind of food did you eat? What time did you eat? Like I said, you need to develop this routine, and you need to develop this healthy routine so that you can at least try to get 7 to 8 hours sleep. But it is achievable. There's no brain science in there. You can achieve it, but you have to be intentional about it. And one thing I have to let everybody listening to this know that is to create a habit or to create a routine, you have to repeat it 66 times. Yes. So you don't think it's going to happen for you overnight. If you have insomnia or you have challenge to sleep, it comes with so many, many things, right? It could actually be something that is distracting you. It could be anything. But what is important is your intention to want to achieve. When you have that mindset of intention to want to achieve, that will help motivate you to keep to the routine. Okay. Shavi says, I find it difficult to clear my mind during meditation. Any tips? Yeah, one of the easiest the way I got into meditation was through a process I call peace process. So when I'm meditating, or when I want to enter my state of meditation, I tend to just think about my body and stay out of the mind. So if let's assume my day is over, I'm trying to just refresh my mind. I just tune into some part of my body or some part of feeling I have in my body, and I just stay out of my mind and focus my attention on that feeling or focus my attention on that sensation, internal sensation within my body. And I just keep sharing it love, keep sharing it peace, keep sharing it love, and keep sharing it peace. And then, but I constantly, intentionally take my mind to stay in my body and out of my mind. You understand? So I stay in my body all the time. Music, sometimes there are some very chilled music that can also help you if you add that into your meditation process. But not all the time I use music. Sometimes it's just more just internal stuff. I also find that when I have shit I want to heal, it also helps me more focus, because when I'm trying to heal some shit, I think about those stuff. Then the moment I think about them, the thought process creates some sensation in me, right? And it's that sensation I focus on, and I forget about that what I'm trying to heal. And because it has already created what sensation it needs to create, like let's assume I have a daunting task, and that daunting task, is making my heart pump every time I think, oh boy, I have to go start this task now. I don't know how I'm going to go about it, or whatever challenges or fears this task is bringing towards me. The moment I get that, I just now focus on that feeling I'm getting internally, not about the task anymore. I stay out of my mind about that task, but I focus my energy on that feeling I'm getting, and I follow that feeling. I show it love. I manifest love into that feeling. I embrace that feeling, and I allow that feeling to go through a peace process within myself. And by the time that feeling goes, half the time, or 98 or 99% of the time, my emotional state changes. I come out of that my meditation session more rejuvenated. All the fears are gone. And while I'm allowing those feelings to go, manifestations of new ideas are coming into my mind, but I'm staying out of my mind. So I'm just focusing on the feeling. So by the time I'm coming out of my meditation, my mind is charged up, is re-energized, and I got all these new fresh ideas that are just ready to outburst. So that's been what I have always applied. I tend to, every time I meditate, I tend to apply the peace process on myself. That's what has been working for me. Sleep meditation, though, is different, because I just want to be at a still space, calm all my nerves. At that point, I'm more focused on my full body. I'm focused on my body just attaining calm. And that's all I think about. And nothing in my head. All I'm thinking about is, let's assume it's been a long day, or I've gone for a long walk, and maybe I was having some pains earlier on, or a bit fatigue from whatever it is. I just tune into my body. I tune into my body, I lie down, and I just allow the universe. I allow the universe to heal my body, to rejuvenate my body. And that's how I have been able to manage staying focused during my meditation. I hope that helped Shaw V. And for Shade, I also hope my tips on getting 8 hour sleeps will help. Not like I said, you can't expect miracle to happen, but it can happen with the proper process. And then one thing you have to know is you have to continually do things many times for it to become a habit. At least 66 times for it to become a habit. So if you really yearn to have 8 hours sleep, you have to pretty much start looking at your morning routine. You have to look at your morning routine, and you have to look at your evening routine. Those two things are very critical in how well your day starts. The way you start your day, the way you go through your day will determine your night. You understand? So if your day, if you have gone through a day unfocused, with no clarity, you're just going, you're jumping from one task to the other. You don't have a time journal, you don't have proper things in place that when you actually finish your day and feel accomplished, that state of mind makes you rest better. But when you finish your day and you feel that you have not accomplished anything, that's when you start feeling guilty about sleeping, because you feel you need to do more. That's when you cannot take 1 hour of your day to go watch Netflix or watch a ball game because you think you should be doing it. No, you need to do things at the time you're supposed to do them, so that when the time you're supposed to sleep, you will not be feeling guilty and you will be sleeping. So that's what I find that, a lot of people, is a mindset thing. I keep telling people, whatever we're going through is all in the mind. And once we can heal those shit, every other thing is achievable and every other thing is attainable. So whatever you're doing that is not making you struggle to get your 8 hours of sleep, you need to figure that out. Are you having a very focused day? Is your day structured? Are you just being busy but not productive? Are you achieving, milestones completed by the end of each day? These are the things that will determine your state of mind at night. And adding one more, for Lashade, if you can just add meditation to that. Meditation will surely help you also. It will help you on both ends. It will help you to relax you at night and will also help you to pretty much structure your next day, because it's very important. How you start your day determines how you're going to end it. Extremely important. So if you have a confused day, you are going to have troubled night sleeping. If you have a fulfilled day, you are going to have a restful night sleeping. All right, guys. Yes, we're running out of time. We got 2 minutes left on this broadcast, and I'd like to use that opportunity again. If you've not yet registered for the Millionaire Mindset webinar coming up this Saturday, I implore you to do. It is going to be an experience that you don't want to be part of. You don't want to miss. Lots of mindset shift is going to happen on that day. We're going to help you break all those limiting beliefs that is creating myths for you around money. We're going to help you break. We're going to help you break all those scarcity mindset that you have, like money is not enough. So you really want to come. We're going to show you that there is abundance of money. We're going to change your mindset that making you uncomfortable to make the appropriate offer for your value. Because that's one thing we find also, where people don't make the right offer for their value. People don't even know that their time is critical. Especially when doing in the service industry, what you're really selling is time. So all of these things is what we're going to be sharing with each other. And you definitely don't want to miss this, man. You definitely don't want to miss this, especially if you've been following all our trainings and teachings since January. This is it. You need to make sure you go register. If you've not registered, make sure you go register. It's happening this Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I believe that's going to be 7 p.m. West African, 6 p.m. in the UK. I also believe that's 9 p.m. in the UAE, and Southeast Asia, it's going to be 12 midnight. Proper Asia, China and co, it's going to be 1 a.m. So I'm really looking forward for everybody to come into this, to join me in this webinar. A lot of transformation is going to take place, and I would love you to be part of that transformation. All right. Once again, if you're not part of our Success Mindset group on Facebook, please go and join that and subscribe to that. We're always sharing nuggets in there. We're sharing different stories. We're motivating each other towards success. And lastly, I would like to invite you to follow my Mindset podcast. It's on Spotify, on Google Cast, on my website, lukmanakombi.ca. There's access to it in so many podcast platforms. But you don't want to miss that too. This has been going on now. I think we're about to hit episode 9. Yes, about to hit episode 9, and we just finished 3 episodes focusing on how to identifying, discovering, and eliminating your limiting beliefs. So you might want to go check all of those out. All right. We're 1 minute past our time. It's really nice again seeing everybody today, and I shall be seeing the month of March, where we are going to be marching to our success. Stay blessed. It's your coach Lukman.